Welcome to your channel Ray of Hope, and this is going to be fourth class for XSS cross-site scripting, right? And in this video we are going to cover DOM based XSS. Guys, this class is just going to be really good, right? And you are going to learn something extraordinary. Like all others, I am not just going to solve the lab, but I will make you understand why exactly this vulnerability is happening. What's the reason behind it and how we can mitigate it at the code level, right? So for you guys, not just this video, I have released the write-up as well, which you can go ahead and read it, right? And where there you will have the detailed explanation of each line of the code, that why it is happening and how you can learn from it, right? So this is how the lab looks like, and if you look over here, right, you can see that we do not have any parameter, right? But we do have one search functionality, which you can say that we have one input field, right? So as we have an input field, what I'm gonna do actually, I just go ahead and search uh, let's hack and hit enter. So this is what is happening. We are getting zero result for let's hack. But if I inspect this code and see the code over here, just click over here and say let's hack. Yes, here we have the code we have within our JavaScript element function, right? Again, you guys need to learn the basic of HTML, right? Over here, this is a span element with a tag, right? So span, when you talk about, it's like it will be at the beginning of the code and at the end of the code, right? So this is a HTML code, right, which is basically showing you whatever input you are providing, right? But if you look over here, we have a script, and if you have seen our previous video, you can now get to know that we have something called location dot search, which would be a source of the vulnerability or the and the script where it will get executed. This document dot get element would be a sync actually, right? So this is a source sync. What is source and what is sync? You can go ahead and watch the previous video and also read the write-up. Now, when you look over here, what is happening actually? You know, like these are the some functions. Basically what is happening in that, right, application using HTML spam element over here, right, and it has a ID parameter, right? It has a ID parameter where there we have a search matches which is blank. So whatever input we are providing, right, it will go through that, right? And this functionality of HTML, it allows JavaScript to modify it or execute the script in it. So now this is one of the vulnerable point, right? At this point of time we know this is the use of, because this will allow the JavaScript to execute and modify the script actually, right, in it. Now, add this define the function, right? So it will take the user queries or user input, whatever the search item or whatever the search input we are taking, it will go through that, right? And when you see over here the document dot get element by id, basically what is it is happening, right? This get the html element, right? Or you can say html code with the id search message. This is the search message. So by this it is getting over there, right? And this basically insert the query directly into html. So because of this function, whatever we are searching, it is directly getting injected in the html functions, right? And therefore it will be either get executed or neglected based on the whatever script we are providing. So if I go ahead and search like a normal script, like you can see this script worked out for our reflected and stored with XSS. Do you think that this script will work over here as well? See, no, it did not. It did not work out, and you can see over here the script, it is not visible. Why? Because you know what, it is using a function called Reo4. It is using a function called inner HTML. And you know what, basically this inner HTML design, or you can say like when the application is using this, right, it is designed not to execute script tag. So in this actually over here, this script tag that which we are using, right, it will not get executed or added via inner HTML, right? So if here it get rejected, so now there is no point to look over any other things actually. Now what else we can do to see if we are able to exploit this vulnerability? If we could not use the script tag, what else we can use? Well, you can provide any number you want, right? And image, you can put 1 2 3 4 5 6 or any sort of number, but I wanted to keep it 0, right? Now if you see over here, we do not have any script tag over here. So what will happen? Will it get executed if I use this image tag? Let's see. If I hit enter, the pop-up came in, which means we can say that this application is now vulnerable for DOM based accesses. But what exactly happened in the background that leads to this attack, and why this payload works actually, why the other payload did not work out? For that I'll just go ahead, inspect it, and just do onload. Okay, here we are. So we have this code, right? Now what is happening over here? Basically a span id, this is a search message, right? Search message, it creates a empty span actually, right? Element, right? and that is a DOM actually. Document dot get element, which is a DOM, right? And as it is an empty space, right, this allow JavaScript to modify the element content, because span is the HTML content, right, element actually, and search message is a function that allow JavaScript to modify it. Therefore it modify this, right? And then the function which it is using over here, what it is doing, right, basically once it get modified, function do search, right, the do search query, and it get this function take this as a string query, right, and then it find the span as an argument. First, span was a element. Search message was allowed, means it is allowing JavaScript to modify it. Therefore, JavaScript modify this element. Then function is taking it as a string, or you can say query, right? And that set inner HTML value as a query, and that will get executed, because now inner HTML, it is not seeing anything related to script, and none of the script which we are using is not acceptable by inner HTML, because the inner HTML code that they are using is itself vulnerable for that, right? And therefore it get vulnerable, right? And the major problem is over here, the inner HTML treats the input as an actual HTML tags or JavaScript code, right? Therefore the browser fetch this and execute it, and we got the pop-up, right? So next time when you are performing you can say DOM based exercise, always remember, first whatever input you are giving, right, just inspect it and look over the code and find, are they using any DOM or source or sink in it? Because you can see, if you do not have source of the element of the input and the sink where it get executed, there is no way you can perform DOM based exercise. For your information, let me show you. I have already write the write-up for you guys, which you can just go ahead and write it, read it from here. It will be live on my Medium account. Just a moment. Yes, this will be the write-up, and the link of this write-up will be given in the comment box or the description, right?